This is 4.3c part 2. We're going to continue off with the clown question we were working on before. We were at part C. So we want to know when both companies charge the same amount. And so what we have to do there is we basically have to equate the equations. We have to equate the equations. Because we want both y's to be the same value. We're basically saying when does CC equal CU. And so we're going to equate the equations and then find our value of x where both companies will be the same for somebody who's renting videos. So it would look something like this. We're going to write our first equation, which was 5x. So equation 1 was 5x. And equation 2 was 4.5x plus $5. So we need to find the value of x that makes this true. And that value of x will be when it costs you the same at CC that it would at CU. And so we're simply going to solve the way we would normally solve for a variable. So get all variables on one side. So I'm going to do 5x minus 4.50x is equal to 4.50x minus 4.50x plus 5. And so here we're going to get 0.50x make sure that point's visible is equal to 5. And then I can simply divide by 0.50x on both sides, or 0.50 on both sides, to find my value of x. So pardon my scribbles here, but divided by 0.5 divided by 0.50. What you do to the left side, you must do to the right side. These cancel out because that's going to be 1. 5 divided by 0.50 is 10. So x is equal to 10. So we write our therefore statement next. So therefore, both companies charge the same to rent 10 videos. So in the previous question, from the previous video, we saw that if you want to rent 25 videos, you were better off going with the Clowns United. But at 10 videos, it doesn't really matter which company you go for because they cost the same. So you could figure out, if you want to do 8 videos, which one costs you more or less, and choose the best company. So this is an excellent application of these equations and solving for these variables. Let's try example 3 next. Actually, before we go on to 3, just to explain graphically what we did here. Like I said, these are linear equations, which means that on a graph they're lines. And so each of the equations would have a different line. So CC has a line that might look like this, for example. So I'll just call that CC. And then CU might have a line that looks something like this. CU. And so normally I would have different color lines to differentiate between them, but I've labeled them here. And what we did is we found the part where both lines intersect. And that happens to be when your x value on your graph is equal to 10. And then I could go ask you to figure out what is the cost at 10 videos, and you would replace your x value by 10. So when we get to graphs, if you understood this problem, that's sort of what we did here. just algebraically instead of with a graph. Okay, example 3. A photographer charges a sitting fee of $100. Each print costs $5.25, so $5.25. How many prints can you buy with $257.50? So our first step is going to be to, first of all, understand the question, and then to define our variables, or identify our variables. So there's a sitting fee. This is our flat fee here. This is our B. And we have a cost per print. This is our rate for every print. This is our M. And so every print is going to be our X. And our Y, our earnings, will be this over here. This is our Y. So let's go and put that in the form of an equation of Y is equal to MX plus B. So we're going to identify our variables first. So we're going to let X be the number of prints sold. And we're going to let Y represent the total cost, or the total charges. So total cost. Total cost or charges. And that's going to be in dollars. Make sure you cite that unit there. So we're going to create an equation to represent this situation. So we're going to have our total cost, Y, is equal to $5.25 per print. Each print costs $5.25, so X, plus the sitting fee. The sitting fee is a flat fee of $100. So this is our B, and this is our M over here. Now the question is not quite done, because the question was asking, how many prints can you buy if you have this much money? So this was really just part A of the question. Part B of the question is now find X when Y is equal to $257.50. So we're going to let Y equal $257.50. And then we're going to replace or substitute that into our equation we came up with. So $257.50 is equal to 5.25 X plus 100, and now we're going to isolate and solve for X to find how many prints you can buy. So we're going to do our inverse operations here. So 257.50 minus 100, and the reason I'm doing that is because on the other side there was a 100, and I want to get rid of that to get the variable alone. So 5.25x plus 100 minus 100. And so in the end we'll get 157.50 is equal to 100 minus 100 is 0, so 5.25x. And then we can divide by 5.25 on both sides. And so we're going to have 157.50 divided by 5.25. And we get X is equal to 30. And then you can write a therefore statement. Therefore, you can buy 30 prints.